Hey everybody, welcome back to PC 911. I'm going to show you what we're working on here today. This is a MacBook Pro, and this customer is running what's called a dual operating system. She's running obviously her OS 10, and here she's using VMware Fusion, and she's using that to run Windows 7 inside, as you can see here, inside her actual same operating system. There's pros and cons to this. The pro is that you don't have to reboot your system if you want to use your Windows. The negative or the con is that they both use the same system resources, the same RAM, the same CPU. So both operating systems wind up being a little bit slower. So you'll have to decide which way you want to do that. Frankly, I prefer or I recommend the dual boot with completely separate. When you start your computer, you choose one or the other. That way you get, number one, you get the full resources of the two operating systems, or each of the operating system while it's running. And I think it's just a little bit cleaner to not mix the two together inside. But either way, you know how Windows is. If you have a problem, you're gonna have a headache anyways. So here what happened is just basically her Windows crash is just not starting and it's stuck there. So rather than go in, try to repair that, which could get a little bit complex, she only really uses one particular software in there that requires Windows. So that's really the only reason why it's there. We're going to wind up here, we're going to use Boot Camp. Boot Camp is provided by by Apple, I should say, to do the dual boot system. So they really make it easy. It's in the utilities. You look for Boot Camp Assistant right there, and you open it up. It's pretty self-explanatory. What we're doing right now is we're downloading the Windows drivers, which is the program, so it recognizes all the software in this Mac. Super easy. You don't have to search for them. Once you put a USB in, you click go. It's going to find all the drivers for you specific to this machine. So when we go back and start doing the Windows installation, everything is going to be on there. So Apple is really making it easy for people that want to do this. You still may not want to do it. Probably better off taking it to a shop, bringing it to us to do. So I'm going to follow up with you a little bit later. Hopefully everything goes smooth and this video setup goes smooth. And I'll catch you in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, welcome back. Here we're going to follow up. So that last video we were downloading and creating the USB, which would have all the drivers. That took a while. We left it overnight, so I'm here back the next day. Our second step here is to install the Windows. What you want to do there is you got to have already an image of your Windows 7 installation. I have it here on this flash drive. So there's other videos of how to make those. So whether you have a CD or you have it on a USB, that's what it's asking you for there. And here we're going to go to we're just going to go continue. And it asks you here what size you want to make these partitions. I'm going to make this Windows partition 50 gigs. She's not really going to use it a lot, so we're just going to keep it small, but not too small, so we have to change it later. And pretty much it. There, we're going to go install, and it's going to go through that process. If you see there, it's going to create a partition separate, and then we're going to go into the Windows installation. So I'll be following up, and these will be like, pieces of videos, and then we'll put them all together for you. A lot of these processes take a while, so I don't want you to sit here watching this progress bar move up. So that's your second phase. Create the partitions, and then I'll show you in a bit the process of the installation of the Windows. Thanks for watching. Okay, here's another follow-up. Basically, we created the partition. We have our actually, I'm using a CD now. You saw I had this USB. For whatever reason, I had the image here, Windows 7, it didn't boot. So I actually put in the CD. So this is automatic. When it restarts after it created the partition, it automatically is going to look for your Windows install CD, and it's just going to start up. So at this point, we're in a regular Windows installation. Just got to make sure that you're installing your Windows on the proper partition, and should be fairly easy because the partition size that we created, which in this case was a 50 gig partition. So right here, pretty simple. I'm not going to do the whole video on this part, but a straight up Windows 7 installation, and then I'll give you a little follow up on our next step. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, here what happened there on the follow up from the last screen where you had the boot camp creating the Windows partition. It automatically restarts into the installation. You're going to be presented with these partitions, and you can see partition 4, the one created by boot camp. Now, boot camp doesn't create an NTFS partition, so when you come here, you still got to select it, and for sure make sure you don't make a mistake here. And basically, you need to format that to NTFS, which is going to be the standard format. You don't actually have to choose one. That's going to be the default. And it's pretty much a straight up, you know, Windows installation, just like any other at this point. So, as you can see there, we got the files installing, and if everything goes well, after this reboot, we should be into Windows. Catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. So here we are, full installation, and this is the next reboot. We named the computer, we named the users, and we're pretty much it. I mean, here we got, of course, put your product key, and then we're going to go into the drivers. I'll give you an update when we start doing the drivers here. Okay, and here we're going to wrap up the tutorial here. I did the drivers. Let me show those to you. It was a mission, although we did make the USB drive, which was one of these over here with Boot Camp, which supposedly saves you all the drivers, not all of them installed. So it was a little bit of a mission to get all these guys. You can see they're all clean. We had several. The display driver did not install. We got that in now. We had some problems with sound. These here, a lot of troubleshooting there. So sometimes it works out smooth. Sometimes it got a little rocky here. But basically, that's the wrap up. It's a normal installation once you get through the partition. We got this activated, as you can see, and it runs very, very smooth. They say that the best running Windows computer is a Mac, just because the hardware and all that is so great and streamlined, and this computer's running great. So that's going to wrap up your video on Boot Camp, putting Windows on your Mac. Thanks for watching.